Hey, good morning, guys. So this is going to be a walkthrough for those of you who have selected a genre other than essays for writing your introduction, okay? And so just a quick overview. Many of you have selected things, genres, whether it's a short story, it's a journal entry, it's a poem, it's a letter, etc., that do not fit the genre of essay. So you're going to have to do your introduction a little differently, okay? Um, and so I want to walk through that with you really quickly, but I also want to put a thought in your head. All right, you have developed an intimate relationship with your writing. You've spent a lot of time with it. You have gotten it down. You've organized it. You've developed it, and now you have to introduce it. All right, and I want you to do it in a way that really demonstrates that it's yours to introduce. You know this better than anyone. All right. It is your creation. Okay. And so, with that in mind, your introduction will be a piece of writing separate from your genre. All right. And I have an example that I'll share with you. I figured that might make it easier for some of you. It will have its own place in its own heading at the top. All right. Of your genre. All right. So, before you even get to your genre, your letter, your poem, whatever, your reader will read an introduction first. It introduces the genre that you have selected and created. Okay. So, with that, here's some guidelines, all right, and requirements that I need to see in your introduction. All right. You will draft that introduction here in this document called Introduction Draft Project Writer. All right. Here you will do your draft work. All right. Once you're done, I would like to see your hook highlighted in yellow, your context in green, and your thesis statement in blue. Basically, for the context, it's everything that falls in between your hook and your thesis statement. Remember, hook begins, thesis statement ends. Everything in between is your context that you're using to establish your purpose and your focus for your the piece that is to follow. Okay, and so with that, going back to our requirements, okay, please begin with a hook that not only gets your attention, but also helps establish the context that you have created in your genre. Consider your general topic and purpose to help with this. Please use one of the hook types presented in the hook resource, and then also see my example. So here's the hook resource link for you to go to. And then I'm going to show you my example, all right? And I went with the three-peat, okay? Um, and I started off with I will not break, I will not break, I will not break. I will bend. I have to. I teach kids, and kids have needs that frequently require me to stretch beyond a conventional approach to teaching, and so I do. All right. So that was to not only get your attention, all right, but that was also to establish what it is that I'm going to talk about um, in the rest that follows. Okay, in terms of my context. Okay, going back to this really quickly. All right. Please follow your hook by not only establishing your context and purpose, but also your selection of genre. So I should know basically these three things from your context. All right, where you were going, that's your topic. All right, why you were going there, I should know your purpose, and how you were going there, your genre. All right, see my example. Now, I don't want any of you to say my purpose is, my genre is. All right, I just want you to talk about that naturally, as I have done here. Oops, wrong one, my bad. As I have done here. All right. But some adults have come to regard, some adults, parenthesis there, have come to regard my flexibility as a fault, believing that if I am too flexible, I will ultimately be doing kids a disservice, for I'm not teaching them responsibility. But I wonder often, parenthesis, if that is true. Am I ruining kids? Am I too flexible? Am I failing as a teacher? All right. And so, what I have done here is I've created the context that is to come in the piece that I have written. And some of you may look familiar to you. This is the My Room message I did yesterday. I needed a piece of writing that I had recently done to use for an introduction. So that is what I chose. That is my genre. My genre is the My Room message. Okay. And I really don't get to that until my thesis. All right. But again, I kind of lead my reader through my context of what they can come to expect. All right. And then in my thesis statement of sorts, in an effort to find and reveal the why behind what I do, I decided to write a My Room message to my kids to see if I could discover why I am so flexible. All right. And then that is the piece that I wrote yesterday. All right. So going back to this and not spending too much time here. All right. There are three parts that I need from you. I need a hook, I need you to establish context and purpose. And then I also need you to have a thesis statement at the end, all right, similar to what I have done, all right, that directly states your genre and your purpose. And remember, you're doing all of your drafting work in this right here. All right, so this is a new document that you have. I want all your introduction stuff done right here for now. Hopefully this helps, all right? If not, reach out and I will do an even better job or a less bad job of clarifying what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Good luck with this, kiddos. I'm excited to read what you come up with.